Okay, bro. I think we are ready, bro.
Okay.
Let's start.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. Brothers and sisters, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Salam.
Last week we discussed some of the comparison between qualitative, quantitative, and Islamic paradigms regarding research methodology. Today, we will continue talking about the Islamic paradigm only, how it affects the research methods, particularly in social sciences, but also even in natural sciences. First of all, we start from an assumption that human beings are created and Quran and Sunnah were sent to guide them to conduct their lives with happiness and dignity. The basic assumption is the one who creates has to give them the right guidance and instruction because He, that is Allah, knows His creation. Just like the one who made the machine would write the instructions of how to operate it. So, revelation is providing the guidelines for Muslim researchers to conduct and prioritize their activities. So here we are. We have, as Muslim researchers, to believe that our research should be conducted and prioritized according to the revelation that is Quran and Sunnah. Because Quran and Sunnah told us how to conduct our life and what are our needs in this life and life to come. So the problem we are facing or the aims we want to achieve, we have to do research about either aims or problems. And who decide about these expected problems and aims is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So every Muslim researcher should know something about the revelation regarding his or her own life and the society life so that they can conduct their research accordingly. Also, Quran and Sunnah are authentic, or what we can say objective knowledge, because researchers are looking for objective knowledge. But to what extent they can arrive at objective knowledge, as we stated last week, that whatever we get, it is not objective, but it is more of likelihood, or we are trying our best according to our capacities, abilities, intellect to arrive at objective knowledge. But we cannot claim that what we arrive at is objective knowledge. Hence, we have to get our individual and social guidance from Quran and Sunnah and try to understand them through different methods of research. Now, there are three methods of qualitative research to study the text of Quran and Sunnah. What are these research methodology? Usul al-tafsir, the fundamentals of interpretation of Quran. Usul al-fiqh, the fundamentals of inferring the rulings, Islamic rulings from Quran and Sunnah. And the sciences of hadith, which is mustalah al-hadith. All these research methods, which are qualitative, really, mostly qualitative, but only to investigate our understanding to both the text of Quran and Hadith. So revelation text analysis is very important. And we have to know all these methodologies if we are interested to investigate the text. So Muslims develop very rigorous methodology in this respect. As a result, social sciences researchers have to learn from this methodology. So every one of us as a researcher has to understand these methodologies and understand it so that he or she might draw some lessons to conduct research in social sciences, because they are qualitative anyway. This life and the life to come represent the same way as they are not parallel. Now, how the Muslim researcher perceive this life and the life to come is one way, one road. It is not two parallel roads. Because what we do or say or feel, if we have the right niyyah or intention and sincerity to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then it becomes a worship, a kind of worship. So it's one way. Hence, research results have to be directed toward achieving human beings' interests. Now, what are the human being interests? It is what we called maqasid, if you remember. Maqasid is the higher goals of this life from the Quran and Sunnah. So we have to achieve this objective through research. We need a lot of research in order to investigate all these areas of research, or what we can call them priorities of research, in the area of iman and worship, in the area of intellect, in the area of family, in the area of wealth, in the area of security and safety. So we have to do a lot of wide scope for research in bringing benefits for human beings and protecting them from harms. So that maqasid, in fact, they are reflecting the priorities of areas of a Muslim researcher. Where did we get them? Well, from investigating Quran and Sunnah, our scholars across history arrived at these 5 areas or 5 broad needs of individual, families, groups, and society, in fact, for humanity. The role of human beings in this life is to worship Allah, to lead humanity toward development and prosperity in this life and the life to come. So research benefit has to achieve prosperity and happiness in this life and the life to come. Now, the main goal of our research as Muslim is to bring benefit, to protect ourselves from harm, and to be successful in this life and the life to come. So, do we address this particular aim when we conduct research or not? That is a unique for the Muslim paradigm. So researchers have to put in mind while they are conducting their research that the ultimate goal to worship Allah, to succeed in this life, to bring success and prosperity for all human beings in this life and the life to come. The source of perfect knowledge is Allah. Revelation is the main framework and essential knowledge to ensure happier and everlasting life for all mankind. Hence, we should base our research on reviewing the revelation and the work of Muslim scholar, Muslim researcher. Again, a Muslim researcher, when he or she decide about the objective of the research or the problem of the research, he or she must also review whatever relevant to his or her topic of research in Quran, Sunnah, and the Muslim scholars in history. I just remember when Prof. Malik Badri translated
No problem. Prof.
Salam alaikum. Shall I use my phone? I am using my phone now.
Okay, bro, no problem. We can make it short also today, no problem. If it is difficult.
Well, okay. Let me join again. There is a possibility of. Yeah.
Okay,
Hello?
bro. Yeah, okay.
Okay, I'll talk from my own phone, mobile.
Okay.
Okay, so as I said, Prof. Malik Badri, when he translated Al-Balkhi book about clinical counseling, we discovered that many hundred years ago, we have in our literature what we have at the moment from the best practice in the world. So in a way, we have to go back to do literature review about our own topics in Quran, Sunnah, and also the work of Muslim scholars in our history. So we have to optimize what Allah has given us from revelation in order to understand better the social phenomena, because Allah knows what is best for us. So when we do research in social sciences, we are talking about human beings. Who knows the human beings? Is the Creator Himself. So we need to have a look at the relevant revelation and the interpretation, as well as the Muslim scholars' work. As I said earlier, we have to focus more on the 5 areas of maqasid. What? Develop our mind, creativity, and innovation to help our own societies. Also, how to cultivate Iman. We have to do research on how to cultivate Iman and to motivate ourselves and to succeed in this life and the life to come. We have to conduct research in the social areas and family structure so that we can have a sound family to build a better society and humanity. We have also to focus on what would develop our economy and property and wealth. So wealth development is very important. So in a way, a Muslim researcher has a lot to start with, because we have objective knowledge to start with. It's the foundation of our research. So again, we have to use in our university curriculum some of the qualitative research related to revelation, and that it is not at the moment terms of tools and some of our methodologies, but we have to be sure that we are using our own paradigm and to start based on our accumulation of knowledge from revelation and from our Muslim scholars in the past. Unfortunately, most of our researchers, they go directly and conduct research without reference to our paradigm or framework or reference. Finally, before I finish, the Muslim researchers have to also learn from both the methodology the Muslim researcher in the past used, as well as from what we have today. But so long as it is consistent with our epistemology, ontology, and axiology as well, with our worldview and paradigm. Now, every researcher has to master at least the basic knowledge of Islam, which is what we call compulsory knowledge, but also what is relevant to his or her own area of research. That is economics, education, whatever. So if you are an educationist, you have to know the basic knowledge of Sharia, plus also what is relevant to education in Quran and Sunnah. And also you have to learn how to conduct research based on your own paradigm. I think I should stop at here and leave it to you if you are interested to ask, because this is the last session of our series, and it's a kind of complementing the previous session regarding the research methods. But the most important part of it is we have to develop our own research methodology, because we have different aims, different motivation, different sometimes priorities, and we have something which other paradigm they don't have. So we have to integrate it with our work and also results of our research. So we have to have an impact, because this is a very important in Muslim researchers. The Muslim researcher has to think about what is the impact of his or her own result of research, because the impact are very important. We need benefits or we need to avoid challenges. So bringing benefits or protecting our people from harm are very important. And we have to show at the end of the research what is our contribution towards bringing benefit or protecting our own people from harm. This is a key issue and essential topic for our Muslim research. Thank you, brothers. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you so much, Prof.
Yes.
Okay, I have Brother Taufik on the line. Let me unmute Brother Taufik. Okay, Brother Taufik Sani Muhammad, go ahead.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakumullah khairan, Prof, for this wonderful presentation. We really thank you very much for this thought-provoking lecture. Inshallah, reviving us back to our heritage based on our paradigm, inshallah, Islamic paradigm and Islamic methodology. Jazakumullah khairan. Prof, I have a question for Prof.
Wait.
First of all, Prof.
Wait.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now, okay.
Okay. First of all, Prof, I would like to ask for your permission if we can have all the slides that you have, inshallah, you have come up with. for
Yes.
this research, because we want to, inshallah, be your students and inshallah in the continuation of what you have been doing, so that we can continue the research, inshallah. Number two, that I want also, if you can give us some of the references that we can be able to refer to. I know many students, researchers, they also would like to do some of, using Islamic methodology, but sometimes most of the supervisor will reject it. They say this is not a good thing. Even if you write Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, or you mention the name of Allah or whatever, some of the researchers will say, no, this is not the right way. So what advice would you advise us, and how can we balance between this? Jazakumullah khairan.
Okay. First, with regard to the slides, inshallah, it will be available to Brother Shahran, so he can also share them with you. In terms of research, there are attempts really, but maybe mostly they think about the theoretical part rather than on the practical part. So I think we have to come up with a new text which discuss in detail the practicalities and the tools, how can we go about it. With regard to the advice who refuse, people always behave and decide on the basis of their thinking, belief system, and feelings and emotion. So those who are refusing what I am talking about, you shouldn't worry about them. First, you have to convince them with the paradigm itself, with the belief system of our research. Before you talk about the details, we have to discuss first, what is the assumptions underlining a Muslim researcher? What are the differences and similarities between, say, quantitative, qualitative, and Islamic paradigm? Then you can discuss what are the implications of this or research methodology. But if you don't agree at the top with the assumption first and the similarities and differences among the different paradigms, then you shouldn't worry about whether they are rejected or accepted. If he's rejecting Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, what do you expect? I mean, the first assumption is not there. I believe in Allah, he doesn't believe in Allah. So what is this? If he does not admit Bismillah, you start with Allah as your creator, who has given you all the bounties and graces, then what do you expect? So you shouldn't worry. We have to be practical and start doing research so that people feel the difference. We should not just keep on talking. Let us do something. If we believe in it, let us act on it and let people see what we are doing.
Okay. Brother or Sister Habibu Yunusa, go ahead. Are you there? Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
I would like to start by thanking Almighty God for making us part of this very important program. I also want to appreciate the hello.
Yeah. We're
Hello.
listening. Yeah, it's played.
I want
go ahead.
to also comment. Okay, mashallah. The Prof for this very insightful presentation. My question briefly on the perspective. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, this is it. Jazakumullah khairan.
Just giving a comment. Okay. Anyone else? Thank you so much, Prof.
Yes.
We really got the message. Have to work together. Have to
again.
believe in Allah.
Yes.
Remember the first 2-3 lectures, you really stress the point.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think we have to know that our priorities are different. Our society are waiting to fulfill their needs, and our needs are 5 areas. And we have to give more focus on research in these 5 areas, which fulfill the needs in this life and the life to come.
Okay, this is a short question by Brother Tayyab Usmani. What is different between methods and methodology?
Methodology.
Yeah.
Well, methodology is the science of method.
Okay.
It consists of philosophy of the method as well. Whereas the method is the practical implementation of doing and conducting research. Yes.
Okay, Prof. One scholar said that we
Yes.
have to start doing research based on Quranic Quranic inspired research. They not just taking topic from anywhere. So how do you explain that, Prof? Quranic inspired research.
Well, Quranic inspired, it means, look, brothers and sisters, the Quran, maybe more than 70% is talking about social sciences, about the interaction of human beings and also the human nature. So we have better guidelines regarding social sciences in Quran and Sunnah than any other natural science, because we don't have differences in natural sciences, whether you do it in Russia or you do it in America, or you do it anywhere. Whatever philosophy you believe in, physics is physics at the end of the day. You follow the same methodology and you confirm each other or refute each other. But in social sciences, they are different. They are related to the assumption about life, universe, and knowledge. So we have a different conception of knowledge, different conception of resources of knowledge, different conception of human beings and why we are created. So as a result, when we start from assumptions. Others, they start from other assumptions. So if we want to be inspired in our research, we have to see what is valid research from the point of view of Islam. Some research is not valid. Some is not essential. Maybe come as a secondary or complementary in its aim. So Islam will tell us what is the most important and significant research areas and topics. And also our time and context will tell us also what is needed. What is needed today might not be needed after 50 years from now. So we need, to have text and context inspired by Quran and Sunnah and inspired by our reality. Both of them should give us insight into the way we do the research.
Anyone else? If not, we can plan another special lecture by Prof, not next week or whenever it's free. So
Yes.
maybe like a summary lecture, Prof, one of these days. I will discuss, I will inform the brothers. I hope it will be okay with you. Maybe different time, not now, maybe at night. So more convenient. Maybe like
if you want, Brother Shahran, next Wednesday to meet, I don't mind, just to finalize everything. It's okay.
Like an overall summary of what they've been discussing.
And we can leave it for discussion more.
Yeah.
They can ask question also.
I will get all the slides from you and I'll post it to all the brothers so we can review. And then or maybe someone want to do a short presentation in front of you also is fine.
Yes.
Maybe 1 or 2 brothers want to read their papers for 3-5 minutes. We can give a chance.
Yes. No problem. They can share us their thoughts and what concerns them in their own respective countries, what is important.
Okay. So we leave it like that. If 2 or 3 brothers, sisters want to present next Wednesday at 5, like our concluding session, inshallah. or if not necessary, we'll arrange. Yeah, let's see.
It's up to you to decide.
Okay,
Anyway,
so,
we'll leave it to you.
For now, we fix it next one. Okay, Prof. Salam. Okay, everyone. We end for today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.